Hey guys, my name is Swaggy and welcome to my Fallout New Vegas mini review. This is a new series I'm doing in preparation for a really big review of a game called Helldivers 2. I've been working really hard on that review and I want to build a bit of hype for it. I want to switch up the content now in a smaller way whilst that's cooking up in the background to the big release. So, Fallout New Vegas. It's a game I've played a few times under different conditions and I would like to give my opinions on it. I think everything I say in this should be taken with the biggest grain of salt known to mankind. However, as this is not a fact-checked review, it's all sort of opinionated and experience-based, and there's definitely going to be some fallacies and some dumb stuff in here, but I think it will be fun to make, and I think hopefully even if I'm wrong, you'll find it funny to watch. So let's talk a bit about New Vegas. Starting off with the story of New Vegas, you are a courier delivering the platinum chip. Pretty sure your character was unaware of what they were delivering. You wake up next to an open grave with a gun aimed at your head and a man in a checkered suit telling you that you've run into an 18-carat run of bad luck. But the game was rigged from the start, truthfully. Anyway, a robot police officer, cowboy, sheriff, comes and picks you up out of the grave and brings you to a doctor in a town called Good Springs. This doctor patches you up, gives you your special abilities, and lets you go on your way. Now, of course, you have a main objective here, and it's get revenge, or at least answers from the man who shot you in the head. And New Vegas is a game which will allow you to do whichever one you want. However, it will definitely push you towards killing him, because it's a pretty normal thing to want to do, and maybe it's not pushing you, maybe it's just giving you a lot of chances to, off Benny. That's his name, by the way, in the checkered suit, Benny. Whether you kill him or not, though, isn't important to the actual main story. It's more of a device to get you to New Vegas, and on your way to New Vegas you will learn a lot about, not New Vegas the actual Vegas part, but the whole map. You will learn about the factions and what's going on, and the platinum chip and stuff, and by the time you're actually there, your motives have somewhat changed to, well, of course, that's still, you kind of have to get the get back, but also your motives have changed to, well, this platinum chip is going to help whoever wants it control the wasteland, and it's sort of up to you to make sure it falls into, in your opinion, the right hands. You can give it to multiple different people. You can give it to Mr. House, you can take over New Vegas with this weird little robot, you can give it to the NCR, I think you can give it to any faction, you can give it to Caesar's Legion, and there's quests to do or whatever, but that's pretty much the story. It's a really big interconnecting jumble of greatness, and I love it. Let's talk a bit about the side content next. So the side content in this game is just really, really good and fun. For example, on the way to New Vegas, there is a road that pretty much leads straight there, and it would take a few minutes to walk down from where you spawn. However, when you initially try and go down this road, you are met by a man who tells you that there's death claws going down there. Now, obviously, this is an optional part of the game that has nothing to do with the main story. It kind of is main story, as in everyone tries to go down that road and gets the same thing, and maybe dies to a deathclaw on their first attempt, but it is objectively a piece of side content in the game, in my opinion, and I think it's really cool. It's that kind of stuff. It's world building. It's okay, instead of just invisible wall or not putting a road there, we're going to put a road here to teach you a lesson, and it's when someone says there's a deathclaw down this road, you don't go down that road. So yeah, side content is great. There's a mission where you can help repair a robot dog's brain, or you can guard a shop and basically just G-check all of the customers. The side content is great. And with that being said, we should move on to the guns. Now, people compare Fallout 4 to other Fallout games because it has amazing gunplay. I do not care. We are leaving that out of this. The guns in this game are really good. They're fun to use. There's a lot of variety, especially for such an archaic game. There is a lot of variety. There are different kinds. There is laser, plasma, bullets, melee, I don't know if there's two-handed. They're not guns, but you know what I mean. Overall weapons, there's a lot of weapons. The guns themselves, they're nice to use. You have a perk called guns and a perk called laser weapons, and depending on what you level up, you can be put in a sticky situation where, oh, all my guns have run out of ammo. There's a laser weapon on this guy's body. You pick it up and you have a low skill, and it puts you in this sort of high intensity situation. And that's the kind of stuff I love about this game, is how your decisions really do matter, even if it's a perk. Okay, I have a little story to tell now. So I occasionally I get like a dream, or I'll get like a glimpse of the future. It sounds weird, but stay with me here. I think more people get this. It's called like deja vu or something, but I don't know if that's what I'm talking about or not, because I don't know. I think that might be more just I feel like I've seen this, whereas this is like actual, like I've seen this, like deja vu, like this has happened in my head before. Really weird. Don't know why it happens, don't know how it happens, don't know how consciously I can barely put together a good YouTube video, but subconsciously I can tell the future in glimpses, like mega mind. But it's cool, I guess. I couldn't make any sense of it, so I just take it as a sign that I'm in the right place if I see something like that I've seen in a dream, just to, you know, make a bit of sense of it. But the dream was simple. I was playing Fallout New Vegas, and at this time I didn't even really play Fallout New Vegas. I think I may have played a little bit of it, and I was getting attacked by a load of bighorns in a cavern, like swarmed. And then, ow, I bit my tongue. Ah, oh, Jesus, ow. Anyway, bighorns swarmed me, and it was just a really weird dream that stuck with me for so long, and I was like, surely that's got to be one. Like, when am I? She's like, what is this? What is this? And then, you know, I played Fallout New Vegas, died to a deathclaw and rage quit, never played it again. A couple years later, I'm not exaggerating, I pick up the game again, and I get swarmed by a bunch of bighorns, and I was like, holy shit, that's the dream. That's what that was, that weird ass dream that I had. And it was, yeah, that was a really cool moment. It's kind of weird, but I don't have stories like that with many games. I have one with New Vegas, and I thought I should share it in this video because it's a more personal review than a factual one. And I want to talk about the power armor, because power armor is one of the reasons I play these games. Okay, I love power armor. I love being a big man in a big suit of metal armor that's basically indestructible, smacking the shit out of rad roaches. Alright, it's really fun. I don't know why you wouldn't want to wear power armor. Anyway, to get power armor in this game, you have to talk to the Brotherhood of Steel. There are two ways of doing that, as always in a great game with lots of choices. You can either get a companion and get her to like you, and she will eventually introduce you to the Brotherhood, which is what I did, and that way you actually gain entry, do missions not by force, but optionally, and then you can get your power armor training, which was, in the old games, instead of having a chassis that you'd have to put fuel in, you had to do missions for the Brotherhood to get training to wear the power armor. Although the power armor itself in the older games does not need a fusion core. It does need more repairing though. So, how did I get power armor? Well, I got my companion, which you meet on the road to New Vegas, and she, you know, eventually she'll just be like, hey, I want to talk to you, blah blah blah, and then she'll be like, you want to come meet my family, blah blah blah, or whatever. Forgot entirely, but she says something like that, and then you go with her, and she gets the door open, you go in, and you do some missions. I don't really remember what the missions are. I think you have to find... I think it's just going around, like, talking to loads of Brotherhood of Steel people, like, finding dead bodies with holotapes. Well, holotapes weren't in this game, but you know what I mean, like, notes or whatever. And then, yeah, eventually you get the training, and I went under the Brotherhood of Steel shop through the vents and stole, like, 6 sets of power armor. So, yeah, I had a max repaired set, and it's so fun to use. I love the power armor in older games. The way you just don't have to care about it. It's not as cool, I don't think. It feels a lot more just like armor and not like an actual suit. I do way prefer how it feels to be in the new power armor suit. That shit is sick. Enough about power armor though. Let's talk about the New Vegas map. The New Vegas map is pretty brilliant because it's sort of just a linear road, but there is so much stuff, and it's great. Like, there's a big empty bit of desert near a gas station with rad roaches that you would see shortly after leaving Good Springs, and that little bit of desert where it's just kind of empty, it's not even completely empty. It has enemies and it has, you know, little details, but it is a desert. So even though this development team had a year or so to work on this game, even the most empty, barren area has some detail to it and has some enemies kicking about, which is cool. That's a good way to describe this map. Even the smallest things have a little bit of something, a little bit of flavor to show you, hey, this is Fallout New Vegas, baby. This is Fallout motherfucking New Vegas. Right, let's talk about the factions, because we've put this off long enough. There are, I don't know all of them, there's many. There's Caesar's Legion, there's the NCR, or the New California Republic. There's Vegas, or like Mr. House, who is the CEO of Robco. Of course, there's the Brotherhood of Steel. There's the Powder Gangers, who are a gang which were in New California Republic prisons escaped using the explosives in the prisons. So they're the powder gangers now. And for some, I feel like there's more, but for some reason they escaped me, so let's just not worry about it. The main thing is the factions conflict with each other in different ways. They have great ideologies, and sometimes you can be really torn between, let's say, even Caesar's Legion has, you know, it's kind of delusional, but it has its own reasons, where to the point where you feel kind of bad for killing them, because it's like, they're horrible people to a normal person who lives in the real world, but in their world, they're trying to rebuild civilization, and, you know, it's not the best way to do it, but trying to rebuild the Roman Empire is better than trying to do nothing, you know what I mean? It's better than just wasting away in the... Well, actually, no, they do have slaves, which is pretty bad. Slaves aside, though, I think it's not the worst faction. It might be, actually. I'm trying to defend... What I'm saying is everything isn't just black and white. There's a grey area to all the factions, and it really does make you think. On to the rating of Fallout New Vegas. It's the only Fallout game I've ever finished, truthfully, and it's not the game I've played the most either. I've played Fallout 4 way more than this game and haven't finished it because I didn't want to. I just didn't really feel I found my son. I was like, you're in the Institute, and I was like, wow, that's boring as fuck, and I stopped playing. I was just in this white, clean, alien technology area, and I was just like, this shit is getting a bit, you know, like, you sent me on wild goose chases, and this is not even cool. What is going on? Like, yeah, I don't really like the story of that game, but in this game, I decided to approach the story a little bit differently, and you actually can in this game because of the amount of choice. I decided I wouldn't go on a moral structure or how I wanted the ending to be. I would just do instinctually what I wanted to. So I was going with Caesar's Legion because I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna be the bad guy this time. I'm gonna join the bad guys. And he was actually kind of chill. He was low-key chill, and the missions were fine. And then he said something to me. He like insulted my character, and I was just like, I'm doing missions for this guy. He's insulting me. I'm risking my life multiple times. I think I shall kill him and his entire camp. And then I proceeded to do that. I still somehow came back in the end for the last fight, but I guess those were just the stragglers summoned. But yeah, anyway, let's talk about the rating. I would rate Fallout New Vegas because I actually finished it and I thought it was a good experience overall. I would rate this game probably, if it didn't have any jank or bugs whatsoever, I would say a 9. I would give it an 8.5, which is pretty good. That's like a great game. It's a great game. Yeah, that's 8 out of 10. It's a great game. Fallout New Vegas. Bosh. And that's with age. If this was like 6 years ago, I'd probably be giving it a 10 out of 10. But obviously, as things age, certain things become more prominently annoying than other things, like crashes and just textures. But you know, whatever bugs you run into, they're just, you know, it gets more and more weird, and the engine and the graphics are just more outdated over time. But it doesn't mean the visual design is bad. The visual design is incredible, but yeah, certain things have aged, and I'd say it brings it down from a 10 to like an 8. But I don't think it could ever drop below a 7. Like, I don't think it could ever come below that, because a 7 is like a really good game. Fallout New Vegas will be nothing less. So conclusion? It's just a great game. Anyway, guys, I have been your host, Skit Swaggy, and this has been my first of hopefully a few, at least, mini reviews that I want to make. If you enjoyed this, let me know by hitting that subscribe button, giving it a like, and maybe even a comment if you're feeling so generous. I will be making more videos, of course. I have someone editing a video for me, actually, which I think is going to be quite incredible. I want to see how he does, because I think it's going to be really cool. I have this that I've just made, if you're seeing this. I have another video might make it. It's not, I don't really know if it's going to even be funny or anything. It's kind of seeming shit at the moment. And of course, the big held up is 2 videos. So if you're excited for any of that, be sure to stick around. Anyway, I have been your host, Skit Swaggy, and have an amazing day. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.